Hey guys, welcome back to more Roslyn. I have a treat for us today. I am interviewing Echota from Echota is Healing on YouTube. So tell everybody, hey Echota.
Hi, it's me, Echota. Hi.
So, as you know, me and Echota have both been on this medical medium healing journey, and we have both had similarities in some things going on, or at least we know we have because we conversated with each other. And hopefully we'll touch on some of that today. And then also I just want to give y'all the opportunity to see how other people are healing and introduce other people. And I just want to start out by asking Echota, can you give us a little brief summary of what happened, what happened with you and how you got started on this?
I will try to make it a brief summary, sure. So my health super tanked in 2012, January of 2012, after a concussion, which was preceded by a huge mold exposure, and my health just went meh. I just did not ever recover from that concussion, and thus began a almost 5-year journey of trying to figure out WTF was going on with my body, trying to figure out why I wasn't recovering and what was going on with me and why I was so sick. And also an almost 5-year journey of deterioration of my health, to the point where at the end of that 5 years, I had been homebound for a little over a year, and I had no energy whatsoever in my tank, zero, nothing. And so I just was kind of on the sofa all day. I couldn't do laundry. I couldn't do, basic tasks. I hardly could shower. If I did take a shower, maybe once a week, it would take me out for a couple days. And I just, I couldn't do dishes. I couldn't prepare food. And my husband was doing all of that stuff and became my caregiver, basically. And it was miserable. And I had gone to so many doctors. I had tried so many different ways of eating to try to heal. I had gone to naturopaths. I had gone to acupuncturists. I had gone to chiropractors, massage therapists, which in fact did give me a great deal of help, but it didn't make me better. It just helped me get through it. And I just was so desperate and so miserable. And I just felt like this cannot be my life. This cannot be my life.
I understand that. And I'm glad that has changed.
Yes. Oh my gosh, me too.
Getting to that, when you actually read the book and started some of the smoothies and things, what was your reaction whenever you're like, this is different?
So the amazing thing is when I read the book, everything in me just said, yes, this is my answer. This is going to help me. And I don't know if at that point I felt hope. I just felt like this is the truth. And so I knew that I had to figure out a way to do that cleanse in the book. And I didn't know how. So I just gave myself permission at that time. I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to do the celery juice. I'm just going to do the celery juice. Because I was at a point where I could make a smoothie every day. That was the one thing I could do for literally the whole day. I had the most energy in the morning. So I was like, okay, if I can make a smoothie, let me just see if I can make this celery juice for myself. And I did. And I drank the celery juice that first day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel something, which compared to having felt nothing and having no fuel and nothing in my tank was like a miraculous feeling. I could sort of feel energy a little bit in my body. And I had enough energy to make a smoothie a little bit after that. And I drank the smoothie, and I still had enough energy to make a salad for myself, which was amazing. I was like, this is crazy. I am still up and around and able to do things and prepare food. And I made a salad, and then that, and then I snacked on fruit that day. And when my husband came home, he made dinner. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I just prepared food for the whole day. And it just kind of kept happening that way. Like I hadn't planned it out. I didn't think I could do it. I thought I just could do the celery juice. But each day I kept getting up and being able to prepare all the food for the day and being blown away because I could go outside a little bit with my son and watch him jump on the trampoline. And I just had a little bit more energy to do a little bit more things. And I was kind of just like, this is crazy. Like, this is happening. I could feel energy in my cells. By the third day, I was like, I have to document this. I can't believe this is happening. So I started writing a blog about it. And I ended up doing a very modified version of the 28-day cleanse, just kind of surprisingly to myself, like, oh, I can do this. So it was amazing. For me, it was right out of the gate. And I know, and it's not like I went from having zero energy to suddenly being like normal human energy, but like when you've been on zero energy for years of your life and you have literally any spark of energy, it's miraculous. It was, so yeah, that's, I hope that answered the question.
And it kind of leads me to the next one. So for those who are able to watch this but can't get off the couch either, or just have struggles like we have, where we can go from the couch to the kitchen, but it's like, oh, wait, I gotta stop. I need to breathe. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't keep going at this point because something's going on. Like, what would you say to them if they were interested in reading the Medical Medium book? Like, what advice would you give them?
Oh my gosh. Is
that too hard of a question?
I don't know. Yeah. Like if you were like me, like I say, because I know a lot of people start off thinking like, I have to do this the way it says perfectly, right? Like that's the thought. Oh, there goes my pug. Noise might happen. So, yep.
That was her pug, by the way.
That was the pug. My husband just got home. I can hear him in the background, and now she's barking at him. So anyway, I would say don't think that you have to do it perfectly, because I definitely did not do it perfectly. I didn't do the 28-day cleanse the way it was written. I literally, my plan was just to see if I could do this celery juice and if that would make a difference. And
pause it so you can go at her. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we just had a little intermission. Being on the Medical Medium, sometimes you have to take a potty break. And this was like in the case of 2. So just bear with us a little bit, and bear with me because y'all know I don't edit. And I might have to edit this. But my question for Echota was, for the people that are out there that are struggling with their healing, that possibly are sitting on the couch, or they can, take a shower and then they get winded, or they don't feel that great, what was her advice to them? And she's going to re-answer that question for us. Okay.
So I was, as I was saying, like, if you can, I think a lot of times the problem is that people think they have to do something perfectly. So I didn't do the cleanse perfectly the first time when I started at all. Like, I did a very modified version of it, which for me was celery juice in the morning, half hour later, a smoothie, not the heavy metal detox smoothie, just a smoothie, like a green smoothie or fruit smoothie or whatever. Then I had a salad for lunch, fruit, and then would snack on fruit during the day. And then I had a salad for dinner. Actually, I think at the first part of what I did is I even had meat the first few days, because we were still at that time eating very paleo. So we still had a lot of meat. So I kind of tapered it down as I kind of did the 28 days. But my point being, I really thought I was only going to be able to do celery juice. So if there's just one thing you can implement, just do what you can. Like, you can go slow. It doesn't have to be, everything perfect or even half of it or anything. Like, just one step at a time, whatever you can do. And I've learned that I think probably I may be the exception to the rule as far as like immediately having a result like that. But just whatever you can do. If you can just do celery juice, just do celery juice until you can do a little more. If you can just do celery juice in the smoothie, great. That's a lot. Do that, like, don't feel like you have to get it perfect in order to see healing, because each step you take along the journey and each thing you do is going to get you more healing, is going to get you further in. And there's always something you can do. There's always something you can do.
Yes, and I will chime in on that one, because I am not where I want to be, but I am so much more healed and have so much more healing than I did several years ago. So it doesn't matter. It's always, what does Anthony say? 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Three steps forward, 2 steps back. Yeah, but sometimes the other way too.
Which just annoys the crap out of me, but it is true.
Yep.
So I have a really good question, or this is something that I'm very curious about. So in this journey, what mantra or what do you keep telling yourself to get through this? Like, if you are somewhere and there's a bunch of no foods, or if your husband and kids and dog and cat, like if everybody's just driving you crazy, like what do you say in your head that just keeps you going in your direction?
Well, I've been really hibernating for the winter, so I have the fortunate experience of really not ever being somewhere where there's a bunch of no foods, because the only place I ever eat is in my house. Or if I do, once a week we go visit friends and I just pack a cooler full of food. It's, nothing's going to tempt me at their house, because they also eat, different kind of foods than everybody else. And B, I bring my food there, so it's just smoothies for me. So I'm really fortunate that I don't have that situation in my life right now, because it's winter and we hibernate, and we're also in a place we don't know very many people, so we're not getting invited anywhere. But what do I say to myself to keep going? To me, this is just my life now. So I guess more in the beginning.
Can I modify this?
What?
So I want to modify this question, because you probably can answer this. So when you're having a bad day, or when you stayed up too late and because you had so much energy that you didn't have before, and maybe the next day doesn't turn out good, or you have a migraine or whatever, and you don't feel good, how do you talk yourself through the symptom and letting it pass?
Okay. I just at this, I know that everything's temporary, and I know that if I do, because you're right, I had a migraine a couple days ago because I ate something, not a no food even, it just is not a healing food. It was shellfish, and I now know that shellfish is not a food my body ever wants. So I know that because my body said, okay, I said no, so now you get migraine. But the thing is I know it's temporary, and now I know what to do to support my body through it, even if the migraine doesn't go away immediately, and it didn't in this case, but I know how to support myself through it. So I hydrated, I got up in the morning with the migraine, and I thought, okay, I know this was the langostinos I ate. Okay, I got it. I knew it actually before I went to bed, and I was like.
And you didn't even have that many, did you?
I didn't have any. I didn't have any whole ones, or even a full teaspoon of that. I had a sauce that they had been cooked in over kelp noodles, and there was enough little fragments in the sauce that made my body say no shellfish. So I was like, okay, I get it. I got it. And then I also remembered that this had happened before, that I had sort of forgotten. And I really remember now. I get it. So, but I know, keep hydrated. So I got myself hydrated. I got my celery juice, get those mineral salts in. And then, of course, I did my lemon water, and I did my heavy metal detox smoothie, and I made even an extra aloe water with lots of coconut water in it, like aloe, coconut water, ginger, honey. And I just made sure to keep myself hydrated. Then I took a detox bath. Then I took a nap and slept it off, and then it was gone. So it didn't go right away, because sometimes it'll go just eating the adrenal snacks or something and getting the right mineral salts in, combination in, and glucose. It didn't this time. But I knew that was okay because it would. I just know that anytime there's a flare or anytime anything that comes up, I know it'll pass. And I guess if I were to say I do have a mantra, it is that my worst day now is better than my best day when I was sick, always. It has been that way for over a year and a half now, and it just continues to always be true. Like, it doesn't matter what happens now, at this point, like in my healing, it's anytime I could go through like the worst flare and it's still going to be better than my best day was when I was super sick. So I'm always inspired to keep moving forward. And I sort of surround myself with seeing other people healing. Like, my Instagram feed is full of other people doing the medical medium and who are healing and have had great results, and my Facebook is full of it. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups that are medical medium based or fans of or something. And I just sort of, if I need an extra bolster of support, I go to those places. Or at this point now, I've met medical medium people like you, and I'll reach out to somebody and say, oh, this happened.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, so what blew your mind the most through this healing process that you didn't realize even could even happen?
My chronic pain disappeared.
Like, just disappeared?
It just disappeared, and I did not expect that at all. I have had chronic pain since I was in my 20s, and because I made poor choices as to who I would get into cars with sometimes. And I was in a series of car accidents, and I have had chronic pain since I was in my 20s. I absolutely did not expect the pain to go away at all. I didn't. I just wanted to heal. I don't even know what I expected, to be honest. I just wanted to not have my life going in the I can't make words.
It's okay.
Trajectory.
Yeah.
That it was going in, and I didn't want to be, tube fed, and I didn't want to be, because I kept losing foods that I could eat, before this, and I'm like, I want to be in the world. I don't want to not be of the world. I don't want to keep getting sicker and sicker. And so I didn't expect my chronic pain to go away. I just wanted a little more energy and just to be even semi-functional in the world and to be a part of it. Like, I also didn't necessarily think that I would not have to use a wheelchair anymore. I kind of thought maybe that was also a part of my future, and I do not need to use a wheelchair anymore. And my chronic pain really did disappear. I mean, there are times when I flare and it'll come back a tiny bit in like a couple of spots in my body, but it is, again, nothing like it used to be, not even close, and I'll take it. I'm like, that's fine. I can deal with a couple days here and there, usually around the cycle, but to mostly not have it, holy crap.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing.
So was your husband on board with all of the healing? And all like the medical medium, like, did he just say, okay, honey, whatever you want to eat, we'll eat?
He has been put through changes in entire lifestyle and diet at this point so many times in our life together that, yes, he just is like, okay, tell me what we're doing, and he goes along with it. And I'm always kind of amazed. I did get him to read the book. I said, please read the book so that we're on the same page and you understand why we're doing this and what we're doing. And he's listened to a couple of the radio shows, mostly when I've been listening to them myself, and said, here, listen to this with me, and he'll do it. And, and so we talk about the foods and yeah, so he actually was on board kind of from the beginning, not necessarily joyfully, but he saw the immediate results that happened for me, and he was like, I'll do it. Like, if this is what is healing you and this is what is helping you, and holy heck, yeah. He's like, okay.
Yeah. So 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 he really started to see stuff happening, and he's like, okay, there's something, I have to back her completely. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And amazingly, he doesn't like sneak off at work, and, you know, he never did like sneak off at work and eat whatever. Cause, you know, he goes to work and people bring food to work and they would feed them, especially at his old company. They would bring in like catered meals and all this stuff for meetings, and vendors would woo them and wine them and dine them. And he wouldn't. At his old work, they were really good because they'd always have like a gluten-free option for him. That was really nice.
So what, does your son eat this way? Does he like it? Did he give you any backlash?
He was less thrilled about especially giving up sushi. That was really hard, and we waited a while to sort of spring that one on him because it was a lot of changes. I try to go much slower with the changes with him because, you know, he's a kid and he has specific ways that he eats and stuff. But I just keep talking to him about why we're eating this way and what these foods do and how they help us. And I think he's seeing that they make him feel better. Like he used to have a stutter, like a bit of a stutter, not like a really strong one all the time, but when he'd get like really excited, it would have trouble getting his words out. And I couldn't get him to do the heavy metal detox smoothie at first because he has a thing about tastes and textures and stuff. And even though it tastes good, it's not like the best kind of good. So, you know, it's not like a just fruit smoothie. So, and he's always loved fruit and fruit smoothies. So it was no problem getting him to just eat tons of fruit. Like that was easy. But, you know, kind of other things that we took out, that was a little harder. And, but so I gave him zeolite at first instead of the heavy metal detox smoothie. And that zeolite took that stutter away. And I pointed that out to him. You know, I'm like, look, you don't have your stutter anymore. Do you notice that when you talk? And he's like, oh yeah. I said, well, that's the zeolite that you're doing. And then I, you know, explaining more about this is why we're doing the heavy metal detox. And then he now does the heavy metal detox smoothie every day. So it's been like much slower and like little steps at a time for him. But now, I mean, he takes a bunch of supplements. He's always been really good about swallowing supplements. So he takes those, and I'm getting more tinctures into him, and it's like a little at a time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So now I would totally, because now no more sushi. So he's totally full on medical medium, no foods or anything like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything that you would like to tell people that are going to watch this that, you know, anything else that you want to share through your medical medium journey and like, and how you've been inspired or anything? I'm not sure. Just,
what would I say? Like, really trust your gut, because I know that if you're new to this journey, or if you're reading the book and you're thinking, is this something I can do, or you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, it is something that you can do gradually, slowly, one step at a time, little by little, piece by piece, and put into place. Like, look, Rosalind said she's been, you know, 2 years, and occasionally there's still no foods come in, but it's just each thing you can do helps. Like each step you take gets you closer, gets you further in, gets it more solidified. And so it may look overwhelming, but just try to take it like a piece at a time, you know, don't look at the big picture. And it's not as hard to do as you think, especially once you really understand the information and you know why not to eat certain foods and why to eat certain foods. And this really does work. You can heal. You can heal. I know that there's so many things out there that are like, do my thing and do my thing and, you know, do this diet and do this. And you know what? I did all of them. And probably between Roslyn and I, we did all of them. And I tried so many, and I just got sicker and sicker, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth having, you know, gluten or whatever. Like, meat or stuff like that. I mean, although actually you can still eat some meat on this protocol. It's not like you can't, but it's not worth having the things that make you sicker. Like for me, in this instance, it's not a no food, shellfish. However, for me, my body said, no, not right now. This is not something you can eat. And I get it. Okay, it's not going to help me heal. And in fact, it gave me a migraine, so I will not eat it again. And it's not worth it to feel the consequences, because the more you get on this path and you really realize the consequences to your body of eating these things. So anyway, you can do this. You can heal. There's always a way, and there is always support. Like, you can reach out to the members of this community. They are so helpful. We all really just want each other to heal, and we all really want to support each other. And everybody's really great about helping each other. And so you're not alone. You can do this. You can heal. That is what I would say.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to end this interview with, and I told Echota about this, I'm just going to ask some of the angels to come in, because this is my favorite part. And it's always so funny because my hands heat up as they're heating up right now. They're just like, I wish I had like the infrared thing, because they're just so warm. But I'm asking the angels to come in, especially the angel of healing, to come in, and like 4 or 5 unknown angels. And this is what I do when I call upon them. I'll pick an angel or 18, and I will pick a lot of unknown angels, and Echota's the same way.
Love that.
I asked them to come in. So anybody that sees our videos and likes them and is wondering or just needs some healing at that moment, I ask the angels to come in and help them heal and love them and just bring the light to them. And so I love you, Echota. This has been a blast.
Yes, I love you too. Thank you.
Excited about it. And so, guys, we will probably have some more interviews possibly in the near future with me and Echota and maybe some other people. And so just keep us tuned in. I will have her channel linked below. If you like this on either one of our channels, subscribe, hit the bell button for our notifications when we put more videos out. And we love you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.